everybody. I'm George Riles at Archery Learning Center. It's time for another thing a week. So I got a couple cool things to show you. But before I do that, I want to remind you that you can take lessons from me by going to improvemyarchery.com. You can take online lessons, you can take in-person lessons, and you can choose which one. You can look at my calendar, pick a date and a time that makes sense for you, and we can have lessons together. So go to improvemyarchery.com. I can also come to your club or your shop and put on a whole weekend workshop for your customers or your archery team. So you can send me an email at georgeriles@gmail.com and talk to me about it. I'll come over to your shop and put on the whole thing. Today, I'm in the middle of summer camp, and I got this whole gang out here, and we're shooting, getting ready for the Georgia Cup, which is a big tournament that happens in July here. And one of the things I want to talk to you about is a very common issue amongst shooters when they're shooting in a tournament. And that big thing is when you're shooting your bow and your brain is saying, hey, you know, something's wrong with the release, it's not going to shoot. And I catch somebody doing it and I go, don't shoot that. And with all these people in here at full draw, the one that I'm actually watching that's spending too much time waiting at full draw to shoot, they know I'm talking to them because they already have it in their head that it's time to let down, right? When you're at full draw, it's like, okay, what am I doing? I'm going to stay with it. You don't really make decisions like, I'm okay with missing this shot, so I'm going to keep going. You don't really make that decision, right? It just kind of happens. Yeah. So here's a couple of techniques that you can do to actually stop yourself from making that mistake. And what I do, one of the things that I do in order to stop myself, because I'm terrible about it myself, is I can be at full draw and I've got my thumb on the button and I'm aiming, and the second my brain goes, wait a minute, releases, I take my thumb quickly away from the button. So that way I'm not still standing there holding my thumb on the button and then ultimately end up shooting that bad shot. Leaving your thumb in place on the button, you're basically saying, I'm going to keep going and I'm okay with missing this shot. So with a button, I just take my thumb away. Now with a hinge, I do it in reverse. So I've got my hinge back at full draw, and most people shoot with a bar or something on their hinge. So I get back at full draw and I'm holding and I'm ready to shoot, and I go, wait a minute, something's wrong. I just grab the bar. And that is enough of an interruption in what it is that I'm doing so that I can make myself let down and I don't just gloss through that shot. Often people make mistakes in practice and they feel the mistake, they know they've made a mistake, but they just keep going with the shot rather than letting down and correcting it. And practice is where you need to be a tyrant on practicing everything as cleanly as possible, because if you just gloss through a mistake and just go ahead and shoot in practice, you're going to do that in a tournament too. And that shot that you made in the last tournament that you shot when you were like, oh my God, I can't believe I shot that, it's probably because you shot that shot a lot in practice. So there's a quick tip to make sure that you're actually able to let your release down as soon as your brain says, hey, wait a minute, I got a problem here. You just take your thumb away or just put your thumb right on the bar for your hinge release. So thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.